Hi everybody!
Hi everybody!
We're back to a new Real Truth video and it's gonna be a good one.
Yes, so you met a man and everything seems to be going great. He seems fantastic. He's your Prince Charming. You know he's the one. He's the one you're destined to spend your life with, right?
Oh.
Then, all of a sudden, little by little, he starts showing less and less interest. You know, the text messages are a little bit farther apart. He doesn't respond as much, right? And you start to get concerned and wondering what's going on. Then all of a sudden, he disappears with no explanation. Just ghosts you. Completely gone. Doesn't message you, doesn't call you, doesn't Skype you, doesn't FaceTime you, nothing. Just gone. Out of the blue. You try to look for him on Facebook, he even blocked you there.
Ouch.
Ouch is right. Well, there's 3 reasons why this happens, and we're going to go over those right now. So there are 3 reasons, love. And I think you can agree with these reasons.
Yeah.
Reason number 1 is all on the guy. But then reason number 2 and 3 are a little bit more on the woman, right? We're going to go over those here in a second. But first things first, reason number 1, it's all on the guy. It is his fault, right? And the reason why is he's just immature. He's not ready to commit. He was never ready to commit. Basically, he was with you more likely just experimenting, just seeing if you were the right one, right? Is there a chance that maybe he was a good guy and maybe he just wasn't that into you? Yes, there is. That is a chance. I know we don't want to hear it, but that's the real truth. Sometimes men just aren't that into you. They're not as into you as you are into them. And then they find somebody else that they're more into.
Yeah.
It's harsh, and you don't want to hear that, but it actually is reality. And we get so many people that will message us all the time and ask us why this happens, okay? Well, why didn't he just have the decency to just message me? A decent person probably should do that, but probably 95% of men, if they're not emotionally connected, you know, and they're not emotionally invested into that relationship, going to that woman and explaining to that woman that's really emotionally invested in him that he just doesn't want to be in that relationship anymore, they would rather go into a lake and get their arm chewed off by an alligator than actually go into a situation where they know that that woman is heavily invested in them and they like them a lot, but he doesn't feel the same way. And have to go and tell her that, you know, I'm not that into you. It's like death to a man. He's going to avoid that like the plague.
Run.
Right? So that's why that happens, okay? I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong, but that's just how a man's brain works, like it or not, okay?
They don't want drama?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't want drama, you know?
Yeah, but they want their arms to be eaten by an alligator. That's weird.
It's not drama, it's pain.
Okay, I learned something. Okay.
But more than likely, you know, when a guy just totally does ghost you, and you'll probably be upset and you'll probably be mad and you know, why me? Why did this happen? You know, and the worst thing you can do is let it affect future relationships. The worst thing you can do is actually let that keep you from, you know, meeting a really good guy that is worth your time. And the way you should look at it, the actual solution to this to make you feel better is gratitude. Be grateful that it happened sooner rather than later, right?
You deserve the love that you deserve.
Correct. So that was reason number 1. And I want to make something really clear here. Reason number 1, we're going to draw a line. Because reason number 2 and 3, the woman does play a role in to his disappearing act.
Yeah.
Okay? We're going to use the assumption that this is an actual mature man that's not playing games, and he truly is thinking about having a relationship. So reason number 2 has everything to do with how much you like that guy and how much you're into him, rather than how much he is into you and how much he actually likes you. What happens is you start to idealize this guy as that perfect mate, right? So you start to get scared. You start to get fearful that you're going to lose this guy, okay? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, why is that bad? Why is it bad that I show him that I like him, right? Because here's what happens, okay? You start to overdo it. You start to overcompensate, okay? Because a relationship, a healthy one, should be back and forth, right? You're giving each other value back and forth, right?
Yeah.
He's showing you that he likes you, and you're showing him that you like him. So here's what happens. This is where you overcompensate. He shows you just that he likes you a little bit, right? You show him that you like him a lot, okay? So he's showing you that you like him that much, and you're showing him that you like him this much, okay? That's not balanced, okay?
So you gotta be fair on how he feels towards you.
The better way to hook a man, the better way to handle a situation like this, and to keep a guy interested in you and to keep a guy liking you, you're much more likely to get a guy hooked and to get a guy really interested in you by focusing on being the kind of woman that he never wants to leave, rather than being the kind of woman that he can't wait to get away from.
Is it suffocating?
Yes, it is suffocating.
Toxic?
Yes.
Does it become toxic?
Men don't need that much attention from women, okay?
Yeah.
So it does become suffocating.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't believe me, check the comments, because any man that's watching this will likely agree.
Yeah.
And if they don't, I will make another video saying I was completely wrong. So what is the solution to this? How do you prevent this from happening? And this is pretty simple. Simple, but it's hard. You just have to not be afraid to lose him. There's other men.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with, if it doesn't work out, there are other men. When this happens, it's much easier for you to just be yourself. You're not living in fear. It's much easier for you to show him what kind of a value as a woman that you bring into the relationship. And a good man will appreciate that and see that for what it is. He's going to want to stick around. You know, Angelica did that with me.
Yep.
That's why I stuck around, because that was very unique.
Yeah, I had a lot of times with my friends, and I don't really like take a lot of time just to talk with Brian all day, 24/7.
You know, and I'm not saying, you know, you intentionally like ignore your man just
No.
to make him want you more.
Yeah.
That's game playing. That's manipulation, right? What I'm saying though is gauge the interest, gauge how much you're both liking each other, right? And be careful not to overcompensate if he is not showing as much interest in you. Overcompensating and showing him more, again, it's going to cause him more to, you know, run for the hills.
Yeah.
Then it's going to cause him to say, wow, this is great. She loves me so much. Okay? Trust me on that. And reason number 3, and I've seen this happen over and over and over and over again.
What is it?
It's when the woman will focus so much on the label of the relationship, you know, the status of the relationship. You care more about calling that person your boyfriend instead of just giving value with no labels. Whether he calls you his girlfriend or not, just give value. Be the girl that he would want to be his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Just be his girlfriend without having to have that label that you're his girlfriend, right?
Well, I gotta say though, Filipinas, sometimes they want labels so that they won't waste their time on giving their love to somebody else who's not really sure about it.
You're more into that label than you are actually into just giving, like I said, just giving value into that relationship. And just showing that person that you're just, you know, you don't care if, you know, he's your boyfriend, okay? Because you know what? You're such a good catch. Aww. It don't matter. That's giving value. You know, Angelica, I actually, after a month of being with her, I actually asked her, I said, you know, what are we? You know, could I call you my girlfriend yet?
No.
You know? And she said no.
So no.
Because I had to ask her mother first.
And of course we haven't met in person, you know?
And we haven't met in person.
I can't call somebody my boyfriend if I haven't touched him, I haven't touched his hand and meet him in person.
Exactly. So there's a standard that I appreciated, right? There was no label, okay? You know, psychologically, we both knew that we were kind of, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
That was enough for us.
We're talking exclusively.
Yeah. We didn't need that label. But more importantly, she held her ground. She didn't give me that label.
Yeah.
That's attractive. To me, that's attractive. So why is it that, you know, having that label and focusing so much on that label is a problem? Well, it becomes a problem because whether you know it or not, you become a weaker version of yourself in that man's eyes. You know, you can become possessive.
Yeah.
Like I said, it like you're making that person your property, right? That's definitely not going to feel good to a man, right? Also, you can have a tendency to become more jealous when you really focus on that label. Because now, like, he's your boyfriend, so God, these women shouldn't be talking to him, or he shouldn't be chatting with these people, or, you know, all these different things shouldn't happen, right? You know, no man really wants to be in a relationship with a very needy woman. Needy's kind of creepy, right? So that's the other thing, you know, when you start to label, is it can show that man that you're just being kind of needy. You know, you need to have that label, or else, you know, your feelings are going to be hurt and blah, 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 right? Now, I'm not saying that you should never have that label. I'm a big believer in eventually establishing exclusivity. I am a big believer in that. But that should take time. It shouldn't be like instantaneous, you know? It should be when both of you are ready to do that, and it shouldn't really be forced, you know? One day, a conversation should just happen, and you should be like, are we exclusive? Yeah, I think we are. Okay, cool.
Yay!
Yay. Not like, come on, buddy, are we exclusive yet? Am I your girlfriend or not? You better make me a girlfriend. Blah, 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 blah,
yeah.
right?
That's a turn off.
You just can't be like that. So in the end, instead of focusing on locking this guy down and doing everything in your power to be assured that he's your boyfriend, focus on being a positive presence in his life. That should be the focus. Just be a positive presence. Then what's going to happen is you're going to quickly see that he's going to be the one that really can't imagine life without you, not the other way around. Now, we know some of these things may be kind of hard to hear. Maybe you agree with them, maybe you don't. That's up to you. We have a responsibility. That's why this is called the real truth.
Yeah.
Because we're going to say things that are hard to say. And whether people like it or not, hate us or love us, we're going to say what needs to be said. And more people need to do that. So that's it for this video today. So just remember, if the guy's an ass, just be grateful that he's an ass, because you're better off without him.
Yeah. He's not with you.
But if the guy's not an ass, don't overdo it. Don't be too needy. But always make sure you keep it real.